Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope your weekend has been great. And I hope that you are ready for a fun streaming day today. Some good variety of stuff today for sure. And today, ladies and gentlemen, later tonight, my year-end review series finally coming up. A few days into the new year, but I had to make do with time and everything and actually have time to set them up. So I hope that today's going to be a fun day for all of you. Today is Sunday, January 5th, 2020. That is correct, 2020, guys. Hopefully you're all having a good one, a good day. So let's talk a little bit, right? Let's talk about what's coming up today and for the rest of the week. I think you guys will like what I've got in store for you. So first of all, today is the continuation of Final Fantasy VI. We are firmly into the second half of the game now. We've just crossed over the halfway point where we're now in the world of Ruin, okay? Now, just so you guys know, this is where the game opens up and becomes very different from the first half of the game. First of all, the world is in shambles. Kefka has taken over. And because of that, he's a crazy man, of course. He's completely destroyed most of the planet. So what you're going to see today as we play, we're going to be going to familiar places from the first half of the game, but they're going to be very different from how we remember them, okay? This also opens up the game to a large amount of side content and open world exploration. In the first half of the game, there is some open world exploration. However, there's a lot of linear stuff that goes on too. In the second half of Final Fantasy VI, there is some linear stuff. Okay, but in reality, a lot of it ends up being open world. We have a few story-based missions we have to do mandatory, and then once those are over, then we get to open world stuff, and then we have a choice of so many different things to do. There's a lot of different optional side missions and content. I don't want to spoil too much on what they're focused around, but it's really good stuff. Like, I really enjoy the second half of Final Fantasy VI. Like I said, Final Fantasy VI is my favorite Final Fantasy game of all time. I really enjoyed re-experiencing this with you guys, over the past couple weeks and continuing on. All right, I really do. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it, and hopefully you guys will continue to enjoy the playthrough. All right, so 4 more hours today of the World of Ruin as we continue on with the story. And hopefully, at some point today, it'll open up to optional side content, and we'll make some decisions on what is it that we'd actually like to do, because there's going to be quite a lot to do, okay? Pretty good stuff coming up. All right. Then later tonight, on the late stream, it's finally my year-end series. We've got 2 countdowns to do live on stream, later tonight. We've got the most disappointing games of 2019, and we've got the best games of 2019. It took me a while to get this stuff together. I got all the videos lined up, queued up, and ready to go for this tonight. Hope you guys are ready for my year-end stuff. All right? It should be fun. It is going to be a live streaming format, and what that means is it's just going to be me basically talking about each game as video footage of the game plays on the screen. All right? I did this last year. You guys seem to enjoy it. This way I don't need to use a video editor and do a lot of offline work in order to make it a YouTube video. Instead, we could just live stream it and record it and upload it to YouTube afterward, okay? So, hopefully it'll be a good time, and you guys will enjoy that later tonight. I know many of you wait around for my year-end series every year and rely on that as a guide of what the best and worst stuff of the year before was. So we'll have that, and we'll talk about that later tonight. All right? Tomorrow, I'm going to be continuing on with Knights of the Old Republic. I did a major stream of this 2 days ago, and it went really well. You guys really seem to enjoy it, and, especially because I'm doing the dark side run, which is usually not what I would do in an open RPG like this. I would usually do the goody two-shoes kind of decisions. Instead, I'm kind of doing the complete polar opposite of that and doing the evil decisions. So I'm going to continue doing that in the playthrough this coming Monday. All right, 4 hours of Knights of the Old Republic. If you enjoyed the session the other day, I hope you'll join me on Monday for more fun. All right, and then Monday night, it's my weekly Minecraft stream. And for the first time in weeks, this time around, first of all, this time around it's going to be a late night stream like it usually is. It's not going to be a major daytime stream this week. And also it's going to be exploration. What I'm going to do is build a new armor set out of iron and enchant it, so that's powerful. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit with the bee, because I recruited a bee to my camp. So I want to be sure that I'm getting the most out of the bee being in my camp. But then we're going to head out, and we're going to explore, and we're going to see what we can find on this journey into the wild. Okay? Should be pretty neat. Should be pretty fun. And I hope you guys will join me for that Monday night. Okay? Tuesday, I am off. Okay? I am off. And on Wednesday, folks, I'll be continuing on with all of my playthroughs. If you think in the logical order of the ones I've been playing, Wednesday is actually going to be Pokemon Sword. And we have finished up the story of Pokemon Sword, which means we're going to be focusing on catching them all. I still got about 100, something like 120 something Pokemon left to catch in the game or evolve. So we're going to be working on that come Wednesday. Okay? Wednesday night is PUBG, my weekly PUBG stream, where we do some Battle Royale together, and that should be a good time as well. Thursday, we'll swing back to Final Fantasy VI for a major stream. Thursday night, I think I'm going to return back to some retro classics, and we're actually going to return to the Super NES for a one-off nighttime stream, where I'll be playing, I don't know what. It could be Super Metroid. It could be Super Mario Kart. It could be something else. You know, maybe Yoshi's Island. Some people were asking me to play Super Mario Yoshi's Island, which I've only played once before. We'll see. We'll see what happens come Thursday night, but we'll do some SNES fun throwback stuff, okay? And then on Friday, more Knights of the Old Republic, paired with my weekly throwback Street Fighter stream that went so well this last Friday, it's staying around at least for another week to see how it goes, okay? So that's the rough schedule for the week. Now, keep in mind, it's going to mostly be these kind of games balanced out until the first and really only major new release of January, which is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, coming out on the 17th, which is a week from this coming Friday. I will be covering that as a major new release, all right, including a full playthrough, and it's going to be daytime major streams. So I hope that you will join me for that starting on the 17th when that does release. You know, we got a little ways to go here, but FYI, it is coming. All right, I've decided that there's really almost nothing going on in the realm of new releases at all. So it is what it is. This month is a slow month. Next month, stuff's going to pick up huge, okay? Now, also, FYI, right around the middle of this month, so probably I would think right before Dragon Ball Kakarot, okay, I'm going to be doing a special podcast. It's basically going to be State of the Stream, Year in Review, and kind of Year in Preview, all right? So what this stream is going to do, it's going to do many things. First thing it's going to do is kind of recap everything that I did in 2019, the highs, the lows, all the good stuff, so that we can kind of reminisce a little bit on the good stuff that we did. Then I'm going to preview what's coming up in 2020 games-wise, what I'm looking forward to playing, etc. Also, I'm going to talk a little bit about the state of how things have been going with the streams, not only professionally, but behind the scenes personally with me and my life and all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be a very cumulative podcast-style show that I'm going to be doing right before the release of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Okay, so that's coming up in about a week and a half or so. All right, I got some time to put that together and everything. We'll see. We'll see how stuff goes. Okay? So there you go. That's all coming up in the next few weeks. Also, keep in mind, guys, please continue to nominate games for the upcoming Viewers' Choice event, right? You're currently nominating games over on my forums, thekingofhate.com. The more games you nominate, the better the event will be. And the goal here is to try to convince other people to nominate the same games you want to see, because the more nominations the game get, the better chances it'll make it into the final poll. I'm going to leave the nominations open for about roughly one more week. It's probably going to be next weekend when I take those nominations. And I turn them into a poll that you guys will then be voting on. Whatever game wins the poll will be a full-on playthrough that I'll be doing here on streams, more than likely starting in late January into February. Okay? So I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But please continue to nominate the games. If you'd like to jump right in and do that, you can type !Viewers Choice into the stream chat to bring up the command. But that command also auto-cycles. About every 20 minutes or so, it pops up there. So it'll eventually pop up by itself. You don't have to use the command if you don't want. Okay? So that's pretty much everything that's going on with me and my streams and my content right now. I hope that you guys are excited. And I hope that you guys are about to have some fun with me. Raptor Balls, I have no idea what you're talking about. Listen to what he just said. He said, I think game nomination marathons are not good. Usually you just shit on the games chosen. If you're talking about marathons where, for example, the Christmas marathon or the Halloween marathon, I always say it's hit or miss. I'd say half the games usually are good and half the games are kind of meh. But that's what happens when you open it to the public, right? You're always going to get a mixed bag. And that's okay as long as you can get good games. Like, for example, right now I'm playing Myst, which was part of the Christmas marathon. I have Doom 2, which eventually I'm going to continue on. That's part of the Christmas marathon. Oh, by the way, I'm playing Knights of the Old Republic. Guess what that was? Part of the Christmas marathon. So if it weren't for the games that you guys nominated for the Christmas marathon, I probably wouldn't be doing 2 to 3 of the playthroughs that I'm currently doing right now. The difference here, though, Raptor Balls, is that we're not, with this patron's choice, excuse me, I said patron's choice. It's not patron's choice, okay? With the viewer's choice, it's not what you're thinking. This is not a marathon. This is a full-on playthrough that I'm going to do, okay? And just to give you an example of some of the full playthroughs that I've done as a result of these choice events in the past, let's see. Spyro the Dragon, Sonic 2006, Simpsons Hit and Run, Danganronpa, the PSOne series, the Yakuza series. That's just a few examples of game series that I didn't even, really know much about, nor have ever played before. And because people nominated them and voted on them for these choice events, I ended up doing playthroughs of them, and they ended up becoming really great playthroughs. So I think you're thinking of on a marathon setting, rushing through 5-6 games. Half of them end up not being good. That's not what this next event is. This next event is actually going to be a full-length, drawn-out playthrough. Okay, that's going to be given, a lot of time. In fact, Eternal Napalm just said, vote Metroid Prime 2. So, yeah, there you go. There's an example. Metroid Prime 2 people have wanted to see for years. Go nominate it and convince others to nominate it. Because, again, the games with the most nominations are the ones that are going to get to the final poll. Okay, guys? Good stuff coming up. All right, good stuff. Shaman Kirk says, Ninja Gaiden Black was supposed to come up this month. Well, it wasn't supposed to. I said that I would consider doing it as a full playthrough, and I am still considering it. But it seemed that people really wanted Knights of the Old Republic way more than they wanted Ninja Gaiden Black. So that's why we're doing Knights of the Old Republic first, and then maybe I'll do Ninja Gaiden Black in the future. Okay? All right, Final Fantasy VIII. There you go. Rumpelstiltskin says, what about Final Fantasy VIII? That's another one. You want to see it? Nominate it. Convince others to nominate it. Get it going, man. It could be anything. Like, this game could be anything. It could be RPG. It could be an action game. It could be, so many games that people have wanted to see me do over the years that I didn't get to. That's what Viewer's Choice is all about, guys. Okay? Is that all right? Is it okay? All right, good. Okay, let's continue on then. Let's head to the second segment of the pre-stream. The gratuitous plugs, everyone's favorite segment, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been a full-time content creator since 2011. I've actually been putting out gameplay videos on the internet since 2008. I absolutely love what I do. I'm one of the lucky people on this planet that gets to do for a job what I also love to do for a hobby. Almost no one gets to say that, right? And I'm incredibly grateful that I've been given this opportunity for so many years and that I'm still able to this day to continue on doing what I love, all right? That being said, there's certainly been highs and lows over the years, ups and downs. And, it's no longer viable to be a full-time content creator on YouTube, being a content creator that I am, the kind that I am. So I became a full-time streamer almost 3 years ago now. And I absolutely love doing this. I love the interactivity we have. I love the streams. I think that these are far better than anything I used to do when I used to just do kind of offline style content for YouTube. But now I'm solely reliant on crowdfunding during the streams in order to make ends meet. All right? That means contributions during streams keep stuff going around here. So, that being said, I'm about to outline many ways that you can contribute. If you enjoy the fact that I'm here 6 days a week, putting out full-time gameplay streams for all of you, if you like the fact that I still put the videos live on DSPGaming on YouTube so that you guys can catch up on the streams if you can't be here live every day, and you want to see all this continue, please consider contributing via one of the methods I am about to discuss. However, before we even mention one of those methods, I will say this up front. please understand that contributions are greatly appreciated, but not mandatory. I am perfectly happy and just hanging out with you guys on stream every single day. I put out gameplay videos on YouTube for 2.5 years before you could even monetize them because I love doing it and it is my passion and my hobby, not because I'm doing it for a living. All right, well, I'm not one of these people that jumped on the bandwagon of, I'm going to make gameplay videos and streams because I can make money doing it. I love doing it and I did it beforehand. Okay, I would continue to stream if I couldn't make money doing it, at least to some capacity. Obviously, I couldn't do it full-time anymore, but I would continue to stream as long as I could, as long as I was allowed, because I love doing it. I love having an audience and interacting with that audience and love sharing my gameplay experiences with all of you. That's why I do it, okay? So, please understand, it's not only about contributing, all right? If you can contribute, wow, awesome. Thank you very much for even considering it. Thank you for going above and beyond, just being a standard stream viewer and helping out. But understand that it is not required, nor am I expecting it, and I'm incredibly grateful for any contributions that I receive during a stream. Okay? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's now continue and move on to the ways that you can contribute. First of all, I have a Patreon over at patreon.com/darksidephil. Your monthly pledges to my Patreon earn you personal perks depending on how much you actually pledge. Those perks and the like are all discussed over there on patreon.com, so go give it a look. Anyone who pledged in December, thank you very much. I'm waiting to hear back from responses. I did send you all DMs, and hopefully I will hear back shortly in regards to getting you your personal perks. If you just recently pledged in the month of January, thank you very much. If you're interested in knowing how to get perks, you can always also send me a private message over there on Patreon, and I'll check it out. In general, the perks are divvied out the first week of every month. But if there's an exception here where you pledge, say, during the first week of January and you're interested in maybe getting a perk right away, I can work on that for you, okay? So send me a DM if you'd like. All right, so anyway, check it out. Patreon.com/darksidephil. Thank you guys very much, anyone who does contribute via that method. If you would like to check out some merchandise, all right, you can check out my Teespring over at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming. High quality stuff, including primarily t-shirts, but there's other stuff there like stickers and mugs and sweatshirts and the like. And you get a cool collectible. It helps me out a little bit when you buy something from there. So please give it a look. Good stuff? Okay. Moving on. If you're here live on the stream, chances are if you're going to contribute today, you probably want to contribute via a method that's going to get you some recognition during the live stream, right? So if that's the case, then please contribute via one of the following methods. You can either cheer with bits, or you can subscribe to the channel, or you can tip me during the live stream. Iron Man, no, I've never played any of the Harry Potter games. You just asked me in stream chat. No, I've never played a Harry Potter game before. So yeah, if you cheer with bits, subscribe to the channel, or you tip me, I'm going to give you a live shout out during the stream as a way to get recognition. Okay? I have a Stream Stats leaderboard at the top of the screen, and this tracks things such as the top tipper of the day and the top cheerer of the day, and that'll give you some extra recognition as well there. And then in addition to that, there's other leaderboards that are being live tracked as we speak, including top cheerer of the week and top sub gifter of the week. Now, FYI, those two leaderboards reset overnight on Sunday. I have nothing to do with that. That's actually Twitch's policy, is that they reset the cheering leaderboard and the sub gifting leaderboards on Sunday nights. I don't know why they do that then, but they do. So if you're interested in maybe getting recognition via those leaderboards, you would have to cheer or gift subs today, and it would count towards that, but it will reset overnight and go back to 0 tomorrow morning, okay? So, many, many, many ways for you to get recognition via contributions here on the streams, right? You may be saying, well, crap, that's a lot of ways. What's the best way to help out Phil? Because that's so many options, right? Being very matter-of-factly and honest with all of you, the best way to contribute that helps me out the most would be by tipping me. When you tip me, those are funds that I can immediately put towards things for that week. Whether it's, cost of games, electricity, internet and other utilities, healthcare, groceries, okay, all those things, that's where the tips go. And I'm very appreciative of anyone who does contribute via tipping and allows me to, have a little bit more flexibility with the stuff that I do every single week, okay? So, a little bit about tipping. If you're interested in tipping me to help me out today, okay, you can look below the stream. There's a tip jar button you can click on. Or you can type !tip into the stream chat. That will actually bring up the link that'll open up my PayPal tips page, okay? Now, if you're interested in tipping me, please know you do not need to have a registered PayPal account to do so, even though that helps because obviously you can easily just log in and send a tip. you don't need that. You can actually send a tip via either a credit card or debit card. However, you may notice you don't see those options on that PayPal tips page. That's because it only seems to load properly on the full-fledged desktop version of the site. Don't ask me why the mobile version doesn't seem to load all the options, but it usually doesn't. So I would strongly recommend, if you're looking to tip me and you want to use a debit or credit card like many other payment methods without registering for something, check it out on the full version of the site and you should be able to do so. Okay? Now, if you are looking to contribute today on my stream or any streamer on Twitch, I kind of have like a public service announcement that I like to say here on my pre-streams to help you out. I really appreciate contributions that I get, and I really care about my viewers. So I want you guys to be safe, and I want you to be able to protect your information and your identity. So what I like to do is say, please, if you're going to contribute on anybody's stream, do your best to protect your identity. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're going to send me a tip today. You might want to send it anonymously rather than using a name that you associate with online. Just say anonymous and send the tip. Or you completely make up a name that has nothing to do with you whatsoever and send a tip via that way. That way, again, no one will associate it with you. What I strongly recommend against is using your real name or an online persona that maybe you associate with, say, your social media accounts like your Facebook or your Twitter. Sadly, there are people out there on the internet that literally have nothing to do. They have no lives. They have no positivity in those lives. And so what they do is they seek to hurt people just because they can. They feel that having some kind of an impact on a person, whether it's incredibly negative or not, and whether they know the person or not, somehow gives them power in life. Okay? It doesn't actually realistically do anything. But, hey, I'm going to harass someone and I see that it's bothering them. Ha, ha, ha. That's how they get their jollies, right? So, please understand that these people exist. And even though you may think, oh, I'm no one that anyone will want to harass online, no one knows who I am or anything, it doesn't matter. These people will go after you just for the sake of you putting your information out there on the internet. So please be very careful and hide your identity. If you are going to contribute, I strongly recommend using something that has nothing to do with your real life information. I hate hearing stories of people who get doxxed or get their information put out there. They're getting harassed on social media because they contributed to a streamer. It's like, I can't do anything about it. It's messed up that it happens, and these people will just do what they do because they can. It's pretty messed up, right? So please do your best to protect yourselves. All right? All right. Now, moving on. Let's talk a little bit about the rules, okay? Here on Twitch, I have to abide by all the rules and regulations that Twitch.tv lays out. Obviously, I can't just say and do whatever the heck I want on stream. I hope you guys understand that. I love streaming on Twitch. It allows me to express myself and share my gameplay with all of you guys on a daily basis. I wouldn't want to risk that, and that's why I abide by all the rules, okay? But in addition to that, I have my own set of guidelines that I follow. And the reason that I do so is because I really feel that following these guidelines improves the quality of my streams, because I like to maintain a certain kind of chill vibe around my streams. Please allow me to explain. When I stream here on Twitch, I want it to be that you can feel like this is a place where you can escape the stress and the drama of your real life. I want you to feel like you come by my stream, you see some fun reactions to whatever game I'm playing, you interact with me a little bit, you interact with other people in stream chat. You have a good, relaxing time, right? We're all here to chill. We're not here to be inundated with drama and stress and all the stuff that you have in your real life anyway. What's the point of coming to a gameplay stream then, right? So, I find that there's a couple topics that in particular, when we are discussing those on a stream, sadly, people tend to kind of not really be able to see from another person's perspective. And a lot of times they can get pretty argumentative and pretty angry with each other when it comes to these topics. These topics are politics and religion, folks. So please understand this is a gameplay stream. It's not necessarily a great open forum to come in and start discussing open politics and the like. Please understand that I'm not going to engage in political discussions 9 times out of 10. There are some exceptions, like, for example, if there's something that's directly affecting us as gamers in the news and politics, that's different. Or if we're playing a game where there's a big chunk of the actual plot of the game is about politics or stuff like that, that's different. We had actually a couple games in 2019 that were like that, where there's like religious discussion or political discussion. And so it kind of factored into what we were doing here on our gameplay streams. But outside of that, I don't allow that open discussion because sadly, people seem to get really angry with each other, and I'm just not going to have that on my stream. I want people to relax, okay? So please understand that. I know that's why it's not allowed. Now, in addition, I am well aware that there are many people on the internet who, on a daily basis, basically make a living writing my coattails. They steal my content. They edit it in a way that makes me look awful. They constantly slander me, defame me, insult me, bully me, and not only me, but my family members. And, you know, they do it on purpose because they know that basically the internet is a safe haven to do all kinds of disgusting, immoral behaviors. And they know that there are so many just really immature, messed up people on the internet that they would follow them and actually, you know, allow that kind of content to exist. You'll notice these people don't do it on Twitch because Twitch does not allow that. They all go over to YouTube as the safe haven for toxic behavior. It's really messed up that YouTube has become a safe haven for that, which is why I'm not a full-time YouTuber anymore. I had enough of that shit. That's why I'm on Twitch, okay? But, all that being said, we know it exists. There's nothing we can do about it. I don't have time to sue all these people to stop them from doing these horrible things. I'm a positive content creator. I want to put out fun gameplay streams for you guys on a daily basis and focus on the positive. I don't want to be dwelling on the negative and be tied up in litigation for years, and I certainly don't have the money or time to do it. So, there's a rule of thumb that we have here on the streams that we don't talk about this stuff. Because if we bring it up, any attention we're actually giving to them is exactly what they want. More attention on their toxic, disgusting, immoral content on YouTube. And that's how they make a living. So why are we going to give them extra attention they don't deserve, right? I mention it once a day on this briefly on the pre-stream. We get out of the way, and then it's not allowed as a topic of discussion for the rest of the day. Okay, so please understand that. I know some people come in here innocently and they think, oh, they're helping by talking about that stuff. They're not. In reality, all you're doing is you're giving them more attention, which is exactly what they want. So please do not do so. Okay? Actually, Cashmere Goat, you're completely wrong. He says, you wouldn't win any lawsuits. Good call. Wrong. Hate to tell you this, but defamation lawsuit would be 100% provable in a court of law because I've researched it. And I know all about how defamation law works in the United States. I would basically not only get to shut down many of these channels on YouTube if I sued them, I'd actually be getting thousands and thousands of dollars in damages. Whatever money they actually received during said streams would actually be considered damages to me because they made all that money while defaming me, which is illegal. So I would actually not only win the lawsuits, but shut down their channels and make a bunch of money. But I'm not that kind of person, okay? I'm just not. I'm not going to deal with that shit. Instead, I'm just going to push forward positively and say, hey, let's not be negative people, and let's do fun stuff every day. Okay, guys? Nautilus, you are an idiot. He says it's fair use. Fair use has nothing to do with defamation, you complete dunderheaded fool. This is not copyright law. Yes, maybe under copyright law it's fair use. It still doesn't mean it's not defamation. It's completely different law. You're an idiot. This is what I'm up against. Morons who don't even understand the law. But, you know, why do I even bother? Because I know I'm probably talking to a 5-year-old, right? Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Let's move on to the third and final segment of my pre-stream, which is the shout-outs. That's right. This is the segment where I give you guys a shout-out for all the contributions that you have gave. I start updating the leaderboards. We have a little bit of fun discussion before we jump into gameplay for the day. Okay? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everything. Let's get started. Cody Carls actually started the contributions overnight. He did a cheer overnight. And he said the following. He said, I find it funny that you titled your last couple of pre-streams 2019 when it's 2020. You know, it's really hard to believe that we're into a new era. I feel like Heavy Rain just came out a few years ago. Yeah, the past couple of days I accidentally titled the pre-streams 2019 on YouTube, but now I edited that. I saw Cody said that. I said, oh crap. And I ran right over there and I changed it to say 2020. Yeah. This happens every year, first of all. Every year I kind of screw up. For the first couple, weeks or so, I'll keep titling videos 2019. I always guarantee it. Hell, my schedule said December for the first, 3 days of the month. First 3 days of January still said it was the December schedule. But I'll get up to speed. But yeah, you're right. This past 10 years, holy shit, man. The past 10 years of my life have been an effing whirlwind. Seriously. And I mean that, just think of how crazy my life has changed in the last 10 years. So in the last 10 years, I was laid off from my office job. I started doing YouTube full-time, which completely changed my lifestyle, completely changed my work ethic, and allowed me to be my own boss. I started traveling, going to conventions. I started doing edited style content for the first time in my entire life. You know, I adopted direct capture. I was basically playing more games than I ever played in my entire life before, experiencing games in a way I'd never done before, and seeing unprecedented popularity and interactivity with people all over the world. You know, before I'd ever gotten this kind of popularity, I'd never known that anyone even cared about anything I said or did, outside of maybe a very small group of people in the Street Fighter community, you know. Then, you know, becoming more of a streamer and moving across the country to Washington State, having an actual, you know, room in my house dedicated to work, and being able to put out much higher quality content than I had ever done previously. You know, eventually adopting interactive streaming, which has really been a giant positive change for me in the last 3 years. I really enjoy doing this. So just saying, in 10 years, my whole freaking life has been flipped on its head. And it's in a good way. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's ups and downs to everything. There's positives and negatives, but overall, holy crap! Who would have ever fathomed that my life would be like this? And in 10 years, I mean this. They kind of blew by, because my whole life is so uncertain because of being a full-time content creator. I don't know what's going to happen the next day. The next day, something incredibly positive could happen, or something could be flipped on its head with a law or with Twitch or YouTube that screws everything up. You know, who knows? And it's kind of been like that for a long time. So it's kind of like this chaotic thing that it never really stayed. I was wondering, would it ever stabilize? Would I ever have a time when okay, my income is stable, everything's stable, and now I know I can kind of relax? And it hasn't really been that way. It's kind of been more kind of the opposite, where everything just kind of constantly is in a state of flux, and you never really get to see, you know, what's the future going to be, because next thing you know, something changes again, now you got to adjust, right? Don't get me wrong, again, it's been very fun. I love what I do. But what a crazy decade. Seriously, what a crazy decade for me it's been. Yeah, so, yeah, Cody, you're right. You know, who knows? You know, it feels like yesterday, some of the games that we played, right? At the same time, you think back, like, damn, 10 years ago, how different. I was living in a condo in Connecticut by myself, you know, putting a camera at a TV to film gameplay videos and upload them to YouTube on a daily basis. I was still working at this office job. I was basically like 30 or 40 pounds heavier than I am now. You know, like all these things, like, damn, my life has really changed in the last decade. For the better. So, pretty cool. All right, let's see here. This is hilarious. Dabby Duck tipped me $1 and says, "Can I be unbanned? I asked your mod several times. All I did was say a dumb detractor meme once several months ago." Dabby Duck, first of all, shame on you for saying that detractor meme. You should have known better. All right? But if this is the case, then what you should do is email me at darksidefil@hotmail.com with your Twitch information. I'll look it up and confirm what you're saying. And if indeed you are sorry for what you've done, then I will unban you. But that's the process. It's not send me $1 tip during a live stream and expect like I'm going to somehow massively, you know, drop stuff to get you unbanned. That's not how it works. All right? You got to email me and I'll look into it. Okay? Thank you for the $1 tip. Crap Cock. Yes, this is actually the name of a contributor. Tip me $1 and says, "I hope your New Year was fantastic. It's good to see you, buddy. My New Year was pretty damn good. I would have to say the holidays were pretty good this year. My wife and I got to spend a lot of time together with our cat. We had relaxing time. It wasn't like hectic. Although there was one day we were out, Christmas Eve, it was very hectic. But in general, it was a pretty good time. We enjoyed the holidays. And in reality now, we're very happy they're over, because this Tuesday we get a day off together. And finally, for the first time in like 2 months, it's going to be like normal. There won't be a million people out there freaking out, running around, crazy traffic, being, you know, ridiculous. Instead, it's going to be more calm and relaxed. A nice, relaxing day out for us where we don't have to worry about a bunch of crap. So I'm actually pretty pleased with that. Okay? So, yeah. The holidays were good. We're looking forward to 2020 for sure. Okay. Continuing on here. Big Boy Abides did a 100-bit cheer. And Big Boy Abides says the following: "I've been watching your Pokemon Sword playthrough. I think it's one of your best newer playthroughs. Have you ever thought about playing some of the older Game Boy titles like Fire, Red, etc. during downtime. Also, if you can capture it with DS Lite or not. Well, first of all, thank you, Big Boy. I would agree with you. First of all, the Pokemon Sword playthrough started on release day, which was the middle of November. Here we are, the first week of January, and it's still continuing on. For a game that people were complaining doesn't have enough content, I'm not exactly sure what they were looking for, because I sure as hell have gotten a lot of content out of this game. In fact, if you actually look at the playthrough, I actually think I'm up to like almost 60 parts, right? And I just finished the story of the game this last stream. So now we're going to try to catch the rest of the Pokemon, which who knows how long that's going to take. So I don't know what people were complaining about, quite frankly. Maybe it is that they're just so used to playing the previous games, and the previous games even had even more content. I don't know. For me, it certainly was enough content to satisfy me, all right? Now, while playing this game, it's been incredibly relaxing and fun and chill, because not only am I trying to catch the Pokemon and do all the evolutions and everything, but I get a lot of opportunity to interact with you guys and have fun conversation. And in general, it's just been a really great time. It's been a really good experience. And, you know, some people have even said, will you consider playing other Pokemon games, since this one went so well with your new interactive streaming style? It's the first one you've done like this. Would you consider doing more, because this one seemed to have turned out so well? I mean, being very matter of fact, I would consider it. But the thing is, there really aren't any other major Pokemon games on console. When you really think about it, they've all been on handheld, right? And you know, how would I play those? If it's anything that was on the 3DS or can be played on the 3DS, like for example the DS version, I guess I could technically try to play those and capture it with my capture device. Although, admittedly, playing on console on my TV is a lot more relaxed and fun than playing on the freaking 3DS. I haven't played a game on the 3DS in many years, so I don't even know if my capture device still works, quite frankly. It might not even work anymore. Who knows, right? But I would consider it if there were a viable way to do it. What I would say is I would wish they would remake some of these classic Pokemon games for more modern audiences on a modern console. Like the Switch seems to be the very popular Nintendo console, the most popular one in years. Why not remake some Pokemon games for it, right? I would play them. But I don't know if they're ever going to do that. Rick Grimes says, oh, emulation exists. Oh, yeah. Emulating on my PC, not a good idea. You know, I want to play the game legally and relax as I play it. You know, I don't want to be playing an illegal version and, you know, having to play on the PCs and a whole other bag of worms, because I don't really like playing games on the PC. It's not very comfortable over there. Playing a lengthy... Imagine me playing a 60-plus hour game on the PC setup. Ugh. Trust me, you know, for as little as I play on the PC, there's a good reason. So, I would say I would consider it Big Boy Abides. I like the Pokemon games. Obviously, this playthrough's been incredibly successful. And I'm actually looking forward to more. It's not over yet, right? But I think it's more reliant on what is the availability of streaming and capturing the Pokemon games rather than my desire to play them, right? I would love to do it, but if they're not available because they've all been on handheld consoles and you can't get those to capture, then there's not much I could do about it, right? Hell, I would love to go back and play Pokemon Blue. That's the first one I ever played in the 90s. Go back. That would be a real big nostalgia trip, but you can't, right? Big Boy Bite says the virtual console games aren't on the Switch. No, they're not. The virtual console you're talking about was on the Wii, and to some extent on the Wii U, because you could emulate the Wii on the Wii U. You can't get those on the Switch at all. And a lot of people have complained in a major way that they never made those virtual console games available on the Switch. That's why the Switch has the NES Classics and the SNES Classics on there, because so many people complained that eventually they just added them on there for free for people who were the subscriber of the online service. But they should have the Wii U Virtual Console on there, and they don't have it. It was like 2 steps forward, 10 steps back with the Switch. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, they did that. Okay. All right, guys. So, there's your answer. Your boy Bob resubscribed to the channel for 37 months. Thank you so much, your boy Bob, for 37 straight months of support. That is very appreciated. Thank you very much, sir. Crapcock tipped me another $1. He says, we'd be playing more Modern Warfare. No, not the multiplayer. When Modern Warfare supposedly will be coming out with a Battle Royale mode. When, I have no idea. They're sure taking their fucking sweet time with this thing, right? But supposedly there's supposed to be a Battle Royale mode. They've already kind of teased it and showed information about it. When it comes out, yes, absolutely, I'll be checking out the Battle Royale mode and giving it a shot and seeing if I like it. Because as you know, the Battle Royale streams is a consistent part of my content now. People really seem to like interacting with me as I play Battle Royale. So hopefully it comes out sooner rather than later, and I'll be checking that out, and maybe it'll become a regular part of my content for the year. Okay? But no, I'm not going back to the multiplayer. I hate it. I really feel the multiplayer of Modern Warfare is some of the worst ever. The hit detection in particular is garbage. The connections are bad. And they really didn't put any... They put all the effort basically into the graphics. They wanted the game to look amazing. Oh, look, the characters bob around. And you can reload when you're looking down the sights. It's realistic. And look how shiny the graphics are. Yeah, and the gameplay sucks. But, you know, they're looking at the superficial instead of the things that are important. You can seriously tell it's the same netcode that they've been using for years and years. They don't improve their shit. They just put a fancy shiny outfit on top of it, and it's the same terrible netcode every year. So that's why I'm not playing it again. I just tired of it. It's not fun, you know. For me, I understand that there's a gimmick where people like to see me rage, but if I'm having absolutely no fun playing something, I'm not going to keep doing it. There's many other things that people want to see me do, and I don't need to play something that I'm not enjoying, and I don't enjoy that game. So, there you go. Okay. T. Mariucci. Resubscribed to the channel for 2 months in a row, but 11 total months. Thank you very much, T. Mariucci, for the ongoing support. I appreciate that. All right, now, let's give a shout-out to the top cheers of the week and the top sub gifters of the week. This is the last opportunity to do so because, as I said, these leaderboards are going to reset overnight. So if you'd like to try to get up on these leaderboards, today is your last day, okay? Excuse me. Okay. So first of all, we got a tie. No, we don't have a tie. Excuse me. In 10th place this week, we got Poopster420. In 9th place, Third Eye the Third. 8th place, Snake Eater 1247. In 7th place, Mr. Papavera. In 6th place today, Pepe Sylvia Jr. 5th place this week is Ripley Atomic. 4th place, Delancius. 3rd place, Sambuca 2020. 2nd place, Chunky Jack. And in 1st place for the week, Tomahawk MCX. Thank you very much, everyone, for your cheering support this week. Now, people who gifted subs this week. Shout out to CZ Gaming, who gifted 1 subscription. Orcs or Dorks, who gifted 1 subscription. Glovers. Is it Glovers? No, Gloves 123, excuse me, who gifted 1 subscription. Internet Famous McCroy gifted me 6 subscriptions. Very nice. Cliffy Bureau gifted 6 subscriptions. Very nice, thank you. And Tomahawk MCX, ladies and gentlemen, gifting an unprecedented 35 subscriptions. So thank you very much, Tomahawk MCX, for the monstrous amount of support, not only with cheers, but also gifted subscriptions this week. Very nice. Very appreciated. Thank you very much, Tomahawk, for that. All right, Rob, what's going on, dude? He just showed up and tipped $5. He says, like everything else, complainers are going to complain. Hashtag Pokemon. I mean, you know what it is? I feel that sometimes the most dedicated communities are also the most demanding. You know what I mean? Like, because Pokemon's been around since the 90s and it has this really hardcore fan base of people who always play it and are going to micro-analyze and compare every single Pokemon game to every other single Pokemon game. I think that you're going to have people who are going to be disappointed when they have these sky-high, pie-in-the-sky expectations. And then the game comes out and doesn't live up to those expectations. I mean, there's people complaining about the animations. And I'm like, I'm playing the game. The animations look good. I mean, are they amazingly unique to every single character? No, there's some reused animations across characters. Sometimes it says punch and they kick or something silly like that. But overall, the animations are quite good. Like, I'm pleased with the animations. I think the character models for the Pokemon look great. The combat itself is nicely flowing. I don't know what people were looking for. You know, understand this game's on the Switch. This game is not on, a high-end PC or an Xbox One X. This is on the Switch. So there's limitations to what they can do with the game. It seems like people were just going crazy, demanding things that I don't know if realistically would have ever happened on the Switch console to begin with. You know what I mean? Big Boy Abide says, well, some people were saying it's because they don't have the full Pokedex. Okay. How many Pokemon games have had the entire Pokedex? I don't know the answer to that, but that sounds pretty crazy to me that every Pokemon game has every prior Pokemon from every game in it, plus a bunch of new Pokemon on top of that. That sounds pretty ridiculous and unrealistic. And again, if you're doing new things like open world with the wild area, and if you're doing modernized graphics on a Switch with limitations, you got to kind of cut corners to fit everything you want to fit on there, right? So for me, I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased with the game, how it came out. But I'm not a hardcore Pokemon fan. So you might just say, I'm not a real Pokemon fan because I don't understand. Well, then I guess I'm not. I guess I'm one of the few people who actually enjoyed the game because I've played it for 60 hours and I can't wait to play more, What can I say? I guess I can't say much, right? Alrighty then, guys. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for all your support on the pre-stream here. What we're going to do is end the pre-stream and take a few minutes break for me to go use the restroom as usual. And then when I come back, it's time for Final Fantasy VI. So here's what's going on. We're in the world of Ruin. This is the second half of the game. We do have some story-based stuff we have to do to get stuff started today. I think it's about an hour of story or so. And then the game should open up and allow us to kind of explore things in any order that we want. And it's really cool because there's some things that are really tough and we probably won't be able to do right away. But in general, there's a lot of fun stuff that opens up here. Side content and trying to find your lost friends and stuff. It ends up being really fun. So I hope you guys will enjoy the stream. And I hope you guys will hang out with me and just have a fun, chill, retro stream here today. Okay, guys? All right. I will be back. I'll be back with more in just a few minutes. So thank you for everything. I'll see you in a bit.